Anyway, onto this broadcast. I want to thank you for taking the time out of your day just to tune in. Get in here. Let's get motivated. Let's be driven. Let's be inspired. Let's be empowered. This broadcast is definitely one for the books. This is scene one, right? I call it take one. Take one. So if you can, I'm asking you to take one, right? Let's take one. So let's take a minute to get ourselves together. Let's take a minute to prepare ourselves right now as people make their way inside of this room. Before you get into this room, we got to check in. Some things will not check out. Believe me, you want to hear the message that's going to be displayed today. Let's give it at least 60 seconds. Let's get moving. I'm not here to play with you. Hopefully you're not here to play with yourself, because I'm not here to play with myself. This means business. This is an act of call to duty. This is a rescue mission. This is something deep beyond what it is you can possibly imagine. Many of you might be in the same position I'm in. This is definitely a new beginning. This is a new calling. This is a new direction. And I'm calling out to the universe right now. I'm calling out to the universe right now. This is the inside job. The inside job is the 007 mission. 007 begins with the inside, right? It begins with a light. You need a light. But before I go further, I want to start by saying, think about this, right? You begin in something, but you beginning it with a light. A light, right? A light. But let's just talk about this light. This light can hurt you more than it can help you. So if we don't protect this light, it can endanger everything. That's why this particular mission is called 007, 008, I'm sorry, 008, right? Take one, the inside job. Who is the one? You are the one. You are the one. This is definitely a spinoff to I Am My Life Coach 2, right? I Am My Life Coach 2.0. This is the Mighty Monday Meltdown. In this Mighty Monday Meltdown, we're going to talk about some of the effects that takes place on this flight. That's why we're getting on a flight, right? But before we make it to the flight, we have to first realize that we need a light. We need a light. Light, L-I-G-H-T. The last two letters, H-T, is height. That consists of your altitude, how high we go, right? How high we go is how far we go. Your attitude determines your altitude. You guys gonna have to put on your invisible crown. Still the same procedures, so your guy can be visible now. We're talking about character and we're talking about attitude. Character and attitude. So let's get back to the beginning. This one is called Inside Job, 008. The new beginning, the takeoff, right? Beginning with a light. And a light can actually start many things. A light can start many things, right? We're being called to duty. Before we get on this flight, we're going to have to first take a light, right? We're going to have to have a light in order to catch this flight. But in doing so, if we change, right, our position and reposition ourselves, we're going to have to remove the FL and we're going to have to put the S there, which is sight. We need to have sight for where we're going. We need vision, we need direction, and we need to make sure we're on the same plane. Only way you getting in, you must be able to take one. Take one with you, right? I don't know who that one is for you, but the one is for me is inside of me. So today I'm teaching me how to be a better me in the presence of you guys, in the hope that this might help with the meltdown. This might help you once the meltdown is over. Once the meltdown is over, how we get to a new destination, how we get to a new place. So we already started, right? And we recognize this is another flight, right? Inside job 008 take one, right? Now, we talked about you need a light. We need to light a light. That's so we can actually see. See what? See where we going, see who's in the room, see who's on board, see who's here. But this time, right, also we don't need to make sure we have no resistance. So let's take the S off, put an M there. That's might, right? I believe we all serve someone that's very mighty in a mighty way, right? And the reason why I know we serve him, because we wouldn't be able to do the things that we have done without him. So we have to first make sure that we check in. Everything has to check in, right? We have to check in with the light. We have to check in with the flight. That's your altitude. How high we going? Altitude, right? How low we going, right? So we need the right attitude. We need the right attitude in order to make this thing happen. Now, I believe we all have checked in, but we're going to remove the M and we just want to get it right. Now, what do I mean by getting it right? Getting it right means everything checks out right. Direction, right? We got might, that's decision. We got sight, that's vision, right? This time, right? The time has to be accordingly. So that's going to determine who gets on this flight. If we can make the right time in order for where we're going, we can have a nice smooth takeoff. This light, this flight, this our sight, right? And where we're going is gonna have to shoot us there. It's gonna have to take us there. But when we get there, right, we got to hold on with all our might, because the people that's on board, that's with us right now, right? We need to get familiar with them. We need to get familiar with the passengers, right? The one passenger that we all was allowed to bring on. But we also realize that we on this plane, we in this cargo, right? We in this cargo compartment right now with other individuals, and we need to all make sure that everybody checks out and everybody is clear, right? Make sure we clear on the check-ups, right? Make sure we make sure that we're starting our day in an orderly fashion, and we begin with formation, right? So we definitely needs to realize that formation comes from what's forming inside of us, what we're thinking about when we get to whatever it is that we're going. For some of us, we're going out deeper, we're going further than we ever been. For others, we're going to take this journey and we're going to go somewhere else, but we're going together. We're going into this together. That's why it's I Am My Life Coach 2, right? It allows you to recreate what has been created. Now, for some of us on this flight, this might be kind of dangerous. Why? Because as your traffic controller, recreating what you already created, right, can be challenging. It can be challenging. It's challenging for me, right? We stuck people in positions, we put people in place, and I can't say that they didn't do what they were supposed to do. They only can go off of direction, right? They only can go off of direction. And for some of us, if we're not careful, we can end up landing this thing and messing up our whole flight. And then now we got to think somebody done got on and they are a flight risk. But I'm not here to talk about risk, even though everything we do came with a risk and it comes with a risk. This is me genuinely speaking to you. This is me motivating you, because I want to get through some of the documents that I have in order to get you guys processed in and get you processed out, right? So first, I already talked about it's an inside job. It's 008 is this assignment. New beginning. I am my life coach. Take one. Beginning with a light. The light is very important because people need to have a clear. You need to start with something. You need to start with something. You need to have something, right? So we all want to start with something, right? And yes, this is considered like another flight, right? This time you're taking a passenger. So you get to bring someone with you, right? This sound real fun right now. Some of you're going to bring a significant others you're going to bring children, right? A child. You're going to bring a child, right? And you might even get to bring a pet. But whatever it is that brings you comfort, I just want you to know that you're not alone. That's what I needed to know. I'm not alone. I don't ever want to move without myself. At the beginning of I Am My Life Coach, just to go back, I started at the beginning of the book and I said, you're going to begin with the end in mind. That was the focus. That was the focus point for the book. I actually had to learn the book all over again, even myself, acknowledging the creator by respecting the creation. I had to learn these particular things, you guys, respecting the creation. Did I do a good job at what I created? That's funny right there. If I did, it might not be a 2.0. Hopefully, we can keep going. But right now, this is segment one, and this is just getting you introduced to something new, something exciting, something amazing. So we're on another flight. Just so you guys understand, we also need sight. So we're going to remove the FL and we're just going to have some sight, right? What is sight? Sight can be insight. We need some insight on what we're going. We need some insight on what we're doing, right? That's what gives you the vision, right? That's what gives you the vision. Insight. So if we can sit back and we can realize like, wow, insight, that requires listening to others, right? Listen to others, let them inform you of what to expect. Even when we land, the flight attendant always come on, the captain come on a flight. You never hear from the co-pilot. Isn't that amazing? The flight attendant come on, they get you seated and everything, and you're there, you're going for a flight. That can happen actually at church as well. When you get into the building, you think about it, somebody's ushering you to your seat, you get in there, you get a program, you got an illustration of how everything's gonna run, right? So it's just interesting, but let's just keep this in flight, because if I jump off track, then that's a flight risk. And I don't want to lose you guys. I want to build you guys, build you up so you can get where we're going and we can do this the right way. We on might now. Take the S off. We on might. That's your decision. I need strong decision makers, right? Strong decision makers that's willing to build, that's willing to assist in the upbuilding of the kingdom. We're taking new area. We're taking new land. This is almost like, what do you call that? It's a roll call, right? Making sure that people are sitting in the right seats, because sometimes you can not be in the right seats, right? So that's decision. And then this time we got the passenger, and that's the right direction. But yeah, here's my sense of humor side. If you thinking, then this is not the right place to be. Now notice flight, sight, might, right. But if in your mind you thinking, then that ain't a good passenger to have on your plane. I mean, everybody want they person that can get it. But right now this mission is about new beginnings, right? And if things gonna birth out the rowdiness and all of that, then let it birth out in a new place, right? But we still got to be able to do checks and balances, right? Okay, so sometimes offense is inside of you. Even the all right, sometimes it existed inside of you. That existed, something inside of yourself saying, all right. That's like you're doubting. But, let's not take doubting someone else's ability. We want to take everything serious, but we also want to have a sense of humor. We also want to be able to provide a laugh, right? So I am my life coach too. What it'll do is allows you to recreate this. It allows you to recreate with the creator, right? Recreating what you already created. You already done some things in your life. You at a new point in your life right now. Now some things need to be recreated. Relationships, just desire for food, taste, things as such, right? Everything is new. You can't go off of what you see. It's really off of just the experiencing things, right? Some stuff you're going to have to get. You just going to have to get it. Can't tell you how you're going to get it. Can't tell you why you're going to get it. All I know is you're going to have to trust this process. That's how process came into play, because process takes time. It takes time to get processed in. That's why you got to get checked in, right? But then some of us, we also got to make sure we get checked up, right? Check up so that we can make sure that we don't have no shakeups, right? We don't have no shakeups. We don't have no hiccups along this recreating fight, right? 008. That's what it is. Everyone heard 007. This is 008, new beginnings, right? New beginnings is finding out how this whole number eight is like a sideways racetrack that's going around like this, right? And you're going around the infinity sign. So we really want to just work with this, right? And make sure we understand the assignment. I want to inspire someone by including myself that we didn't get to this point without the help of others. Without the help of others, we did not get to this point. Okay? Now, I remember in I Am a Life Coach, I used to say, at this point. And I used to be so demanding because I used to tell people, listen, at this point. And now I have to go back, not go back, but I have to recreate that, right? I have to recreate the at this point because I need people to be able to move. There's more leaders that's being called, and we need our network to grow and become bigger. We need our channels to be able to channel where we can have all types of organic grown individuals, right? Always keeping that. But the passenger, remember the passenger we brought along? That means that passenger are gonna have to take new areas on our behalf as well. We're like the backup. We're like the one who comes in and say, hey, you know what? This ain't working right. Let's do it this way. This is ones that comes in and we look and say, hey, what's the foundation it's built on? I am a life coach, right? It's a God-fearing foundation, right? But I am a life coach too is built on foundation and infrastructure. So we need to make sure that the infrastructure do not get breached this time. We got to make sure that, hey, listen, nothing get passed, right? Until it's time. Everything must check out, right? Everything must check out that's before it's able to get passed. We have to be good over this, you guys. Great over this and for others. Good and great goes together for where I'm going. And I just hope that where I'm going, you're going as well, right? So, we got to make sure that I want to inspire someone, include myself, to make sure when we get to this point we wouldn't get to this point without the help of others. I wanted you guys to hear my heart, right? Hear my heart is that we all are God's little helpers. That's why the little passenger come with you, right? They're God's little helper, right? But we all at once upon a time was God's little helper, right? Somebody dropping light already. I'm seeing light in the room right now. Come on, light it up. Light the room up if you know what I'm talking about, right? We all God's little helpers. And with those little helpers, they assist God with what God is doing on our behalf, right? So we want to make sure that we respect all helpers, right? Helpmates, right? I love helpmates. Helpmates is good. Helpmates is great. That's exactly what we need. We need little helpers. We need little helpers because we serve a big God, big mighty God. For some of us, we look definitely to, and we're going corporate. We're going definitely corporate, you guys. We got to do things in such a unique way that, once we start off our day, we need times, we need orders, we need times to check in, and we need times to check up and make sure that we check up on those that's not doing well. We got to check up on those that are doing well, right? And I'm not just saying that to be saying that. I really mean this. We do have to check in on the starting lineup. That's what I used to, one of my friends, he used to say, you part of the starting lineup. So we have to make sure that we check in on the starting lineup because the starting lineups, things happen. Now, even saying that sounds troubling. Imagine a world without automobiles, right? Automobiles, right? And what I mean by that is our little helpers have to get what they need to get to. But when you think about automobiles, these is things we use to go places, right? Different automobiles, right? But automatic, automatic is almost like automobiles. Some things should come automatic. Some things gonna have to be manual. So we need to make sure that we have stick shifts, right? We got people that knows how to navigate when we're moving through traffic, when we're flying, right? When we're flying through traffic. If not, you'll be considered. I know you're gonna like this one, a UFO, right? If you know what a UFO is an unidentified object. And if somebody throws something at you, first thing we want to do is look at what somebody threw at me, right? Somebody threw your mama might have threw a shoe at you, right? Somebody might threw something at you, right? But anyway, we just have to make sure that we're not violating space and we're doing the right thing. So this time with passenger, they're considered like cargo, right? So we have the car, and the end of it is like the go. So it's going with us right now. No matter what we do, it's going with us right now. This message is coming through real clear, even as I'm speaking this message, right? We have passengers. That's like a pass. Your pass allows you to bring on passengers, right? Passengers is almost like family, right? Your family circle is peace, respect, and love. But we taking a ride. We taking a ride. So we got different types of gold. We got fragile, we got precious, we got valuable cargo. And we just want to make sure that the that we're reading the labels and we don't mess up what we're shipping. What's being shipped, I'm sorry. What's being shipped. We don't want to mess up what's being shipped. We want to make sure that we're reading the labels properly and we're getting the cargo to where it needs to go, right? Dealing with the seen and unseen. Dealing with the seen and the unseen for us and what this looks like is knowing that on this flight that we're taking, we have to be able to not allow what we see to cause us to do things and break protocol. You break protocols, that right there is definitely a no-no. So we have to stick to the script, you guys. Stick to the script, play your roles properly, follow protocols, as well as the overseers, like your managers and the flight attendants and people that's assisting you along the way, your passenger, significant other, right? Helpmate. To learn my direction again is definitely. Now, to learn my direction again, remember this is called Call to Duty. 007, take one, right? Is learning my direction again is truly a process. It is truly a process, you guys. And if I come before you and you see me trying to make it happen, it's only because I move, but I have to move at a rate. And I'm just talking for myself and my own personal place that I'm sitting at right now, right? I'm talking with I'm talking from a different position. I'm talking with my co-pilot. That's the passenger, right? Just learning again, right? Because we all know we're recreating what was already created. But the is just to redo something, to restart, right? To recondition, which is in I Am My Life Coach. It was about reconditioning, reprogramming, and restructuring to achieve excellence. We all want to achieve that level, that great level of excellence right now, right? That means we want the job well done at this point. That's why we're being called. That's why you're being called. That's why we're using the invisible crown army so that we can put on our invisible crowns so that our character and our attitude can get us to where we're going, right? I want to try to be see help others. I must do it first. So, in order to help others, you guys, we must do it first. We lead by example. What you do is linked to what you're doing, right? What you're doing. And just making sure we know what we're doing right now in this handoff or in this playoff, right? The rebuild, rebuilding process. When you think about a process, it's about it's about when you think about a problem, what you do, the process, it's about formation. Formation is very important. Your heart is very important. This is not for everybody, but this is for somebody. And those that's been chosen right here, you know exactly what we're doing. We on this flight right now, me and you, and we getting somewhere and we're going somewhere. So we just restructuring the layout. We're rebalancing out the playing field, and we having a well driven, deep conversation right now. Conversation. Now that we got to conversation, right? Remember, when you unidentified, that's a UFO, right? Unidentified flying object. But right now we need formation. We need a certain form. Form comes from in to out. Form comes from in to out. We need planes. We need to get where we're going. We need to build this thing out so we can be smooth sailing ahead, right? With our overseer. Oh, excuse me, you guys. Um, Need to heat up a little bit. What is your foundation, right? What is your foundation and what that's built on? Is built on education. Education is part of the foundation, right? What does that look like? It looks like learning. It looks like school. It looks like reading. It looks like studying. It looks like the Bible. It looks like scripture. It looks like these particular things. This is what education is all about, like sex education, marital education. It looks like counseling, right? This is the forefront. This is the build up, right? But what is not, it can easily goes into manipulation. And I think that's what I can honestly say some areas I possibly have manipulated my own system. And when you manipulate the system, a lot of times we don't think about what it can cost you, right? Like the air we breathe in, right? The intake, right? The air we breathe in, it can cost us, right? How many times do we think about, what it costs to breathe in the air, right? And I'm just saying this to say we flying in the airplane, but we never think about, how much trust do we put inside of this airplane, right? This vehicle, this unidentified object, right? It's a plane. How much does it cost to fly this thing and the air that's on this thing, right? And that will be connected to the foundation. So I'm just trying to give you the whole foundation is basically how well this thing operates and how well we're able to travel and go places to places, right? So manipulation is not obeying the rules, like smoking on board, right? A airplane. You cannot smoke on board an airplane. Okay, so many of us we manipulated the system. We want to do what we want to do, and it just doesn't work, right? Just doesn't work. Temptation. We're tempted to go into bags that's not our bags, right? We have to make sure, you guys, that we run a straight and narrow program, right? Many people cannot get where they're going because we got sticky fingers, right? And we like to do things and take things, and that right there, that can definitely mess up our infrastructure. This list can go on forever. Sometimes you can wait You can wait to fly, which is legal, right? You can wait and fly, which is legal, right? And that means like it's okay to wait. But what happens when it's illegal? When something is illegal, that means you're doing something and you're not following protocol. And when you're doing something illegal, remember the first word, ill, you get sick. And when you get sick, right, that hurts the people that's flying with you, and we all end up getting sick. So now, if you recall, quarantining and those particular things transpire, it can leave us doing some stuff that just doesn't line up right. So, wanted to put that out there. Even when you're legal, they fly alone, right? When you're legal, you fly alone, right? So we wanted to put that there, and to have stuff in place is knowing where to locate them, right? So to have things in place is actually knowing where to locate your stuff at, to know what you're looking for, where to find the things at. And sound like I'm giving out instructions and direction, but as of right now, this is just, as I stated, this is a call to duty, right? This is a call to duty, 0078, right? And this is the take one. Just because you got it, don't mean you use it, right? Money, man, spirit, and so forth. So just because you got it, don't mean you use it. I'm just trying to tell you that, you guys, this is definitely going to be a process in, a process out type of deal. I'm hoping that you guys really um, gained a lot of insight from what it is I was stating to you. You guys, also, I wanted to talk about a scripture that comes to mind. Actually, it comes to mind because, you know what? Let's do something that I did not do. And that is, I want to pray silently, right? I want to pray silently for you guys because we always want to have God in what it is. So let's take um, 60 seconds and just pray in quietness so that I can make sure that everything is in alignment and we're doing the things that we're supposed to be doing. So let's go. All right, couple more minutes. And I'm going to put a little tune so that we come, amen. So I'm going to put us on a tune and let the little tune play for us. And so, um, I'm do the best I can. Hey, listen, you guys, I'm grateful that you guys are here. I'm grateful that you guys are allowing this moment to take place in your life. I'm grateful that you are rolling with us and you're flying with us. We're back on track right now. Everything is steady pressing and pushing, you guys, and we definitely gonna do. We're gonna definitely get this thing to where we need to get it to. We already here. When the plane lands, we already know how to make it happen. And you guys, right now, um, I want to leave you with a story. Right, this is an interesting one. And this is a story that comes out of scripture. In this scripture, it was just reminding me how this phenomenal individual named David, right? He was leading an army, right? He was leading an army, and in leading this army, it didn't start out as an army. It actually started out as him, right? And he had to go up against these giants, right? But what ended up happening is he was led to this dark place, and inside of this dark place, um, it was other people in this place with him. And that's where the training happened at. You guys get ready for what we're about to do. And it's already happening. That is so. We're going forward. That is so. We're going to another level. I can only tell you that deep inside within who I am, I feel empowered. I feel inspired. I feel that we're about to take new grounds. We're going to discover new areas and we're going to get there. It's right now we're on this flight and you guys being called to this flight. When we land, we will be definitely in a new place, a new space in God. And I can assure you that as we build and as we continue to build, we will all be in alignment. I want to make sure that I'm good with timing and everything works itself out the way it's supposed to. Um, Thank you guys for just allowing this moment of reconfiguring the process, and you know, just taking time out to love who you are and love yourself more. Remember, is that you can't love someone till you first love yourself, and when you love yourself, then you can love someone. We all are made in His image. And that image is oneness. So thank you guys for joining us. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm going to get a chance to watch the broadcast over just to make sure. Enjoy you guys' flight. When we land this plane, we'll be definitely able to do something amazing. All right. Thank you guys. All right. Let's make it happen.